Can you talk about the story about those gang members?
Right.
Yeah.
Now, our firefighters were responding to one fire after another, and we were in a tough, this particular task force, which is a hook and ladder company, which had 5 firefighters on board, and then an engine behind them. There was a car that pulled in through the gutter, and the fireman that drive in the back of the hook and ladder said, "Hey, you got somebody on your right in the gutter coming up." And so everyone turned to the right. Well, then they opened fired. One of the persons in the vehicle opened fired with a weapon into the fire truck and into the cab. And everybody was ducking and getting down. But the driver of the hook and ladder, Scott Miller, took a round that severed his carotid artery, and now he was, dying, slumped over the wheel. Now all the firemen don't know that because everyone's ducking for cover, and he got hit. So once they looked over and there's Scott slumped over the wheel, they were able to take control of the apparatus where they could have crashed it. They got control of the fire truck and pulled him off, and then got into, and then they had to drive him to a hospital, the closest hospital they could get to. They couldn't even wait for.
Yeah.
They were afraid that the gunman would come back and shoot them all, and so they took him to the hospital. And luckily, through his own and the will of God, he survived, and he wasn't able to return to the field, but he wouldn't retreat. And he never had any animosity toward the guy that hit him, that shot him.
Did they catch him?
I think they did catch that
Wow.
guy. Yeah.
Wow.
And I think he's in prison now for that. But he survived. His brother was LAPD, so the Miller family were in the thrust of it all.
Yeah.
But Scott, he turned out to be a fire prevention expert, and so there was still great value for him, and he contributed a lot, even though he had that, that big recovery from that disastrous wound.